Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Shinron Kagura. How was your Thanksgiving? Mine? Well, at least I didn't have to work on Thanksgiving, but Black Friday and the Saturday afterward? Oh, you bet your ass I had to work 16-hour shifts. No, correction, 20 hours between the 2 days. Yeah, I'm freaking tired. But enough about that. In the last episode of Shinron Kagura, Hikage turned a blind eye after Mirai was defeated by Hikage, even though Mirai was trying not to fight due to the fact that she thought she was infected by the super secret scroll of Hanzo. Hikage told Homura, and Homura pursued her, and now here we are. And for the record, this is the end of Chapter 3. In other words, we're pretty much wrapping up Mirai's problems arc, which is a short arc to say the least, because a new problem was surfaced for the Hebijo girls. Give it time. But for right now, I just realized I inadvertently chose Yomi for this mission. Oh boy. Let's see how this is going to work out. I mean, there's no scroll here. I was just half asleep when I recorded this. And bear in mind, it was around the holidays when I did. Or should I say, it was around the holidays that I'm getting this recorded as far as the commentary is concerned. The gameplay was already recorded. Meanwhile, I managed to get as far as actually opening the dungeon for the true culprit, as far as Persona 4 is concerned. So on that note, that's pretty much going to take up 2 weeks. And bear in mind, ladies and gentlemen, December is this week, so I would say that Mega Man 02 is going to start probably next week. Next week is going to be Mega Man 0 on Friday and Saturday. No, Thursday and Friday, sorry. Not Friday and Saturday. What am I thinking? This is going to take up Saturday. So I'm just going to point things out. And so far what's happening on screen, I haven't actually acknowledged this because it's too damn embarrassing. I was half asleep when I actually did this, and I'm getting my ass kicked as an end result. Never play games half asleep, because you'll lose focus. I would have already had this won by now, without any damage. Or without getting stunned. Or without getting shot in the face with balls. But nope. I didn't. And now she's in her full ninja gear. Oh, this is fantastic. Let's just go completely ballistic on her and try to gain enough so I can defeat her. And done! And while we're at it, let's just put the finishing touch. Because I'm getting sick and tired of being pelted by those balls anyway. And on that note, by the way, those are bullets, not balls, but censorship, you know how it is. And for the record, I really regret choosing Yomi for this, because Homura would have actually been a lot quicker on the draw of coming in close and destroying Mirai. But Mirai practically realized that she shouldn't be leaving Hebijo because she wants to get stronger. And it took a beat down for her to realize this. Oh boy. I just realized she's going to end up running into Yagyu later on, and Yagyu is going to end up kicking her ass. Or rather, the other way around, actually. The Hebijo girls might win, but that's not the point. The point of the matter is, she could have just came out and told everybody instead of leading everybody on a wild goose chase. That's the point that Mirai needs to get across. But at least I'm finished, and ooh, I took way too much damage. That's why I gotta be. I could have done better. I really could have. And now for the next battle. To start off, Chapter 4. Yeah, that's right. We finally got into Chapter 4. And we'll probably get into 4 too before we actually continue on in the next episode. Because Chapter 4, 3, and however I could squeeze, provided they're not stories, will probably be done next week, along with a couple of free modes. But there weren't any free modes done here because of the fact that, well, I had to record. Well, no, it's more along the lines of I couldn't record it due to the fact that, yeah, I had to get up and go to work for Thanksgiving. That's the only time. I have another part already done. It's just that this part I was going to add on the free mode for it, but I had to stop what I was doing. So the free mode will be next week. On that note, Hibari has made it to Hebijo, defected all on her own. So she's defected all the way to Hebijo from Hanzo, and even more so, she brought the super secret scroll with her. So, Hibari is actually insisting that Haruka fight her, which sounds a little strange. And then you realize the events later on involving Hibari and Haruka in this playthrough as opposed to Hanzo. Oh, there's a scroll here, by the way. And unfortunately, I actually take my time to try to find it. So, on that note, that's exactly what I do. And the reason why I'm trying to find these scrolls, again, I really want to get the benefit from the scrolls. I really do. Because I do believe they unlock Ultimate Mode. Oh, crud! You are not going to get away with that. Seriously. Let's just outsmart her and get that box. Oh wait, the box was back there. Oh well, whatever. I'll just outsmart her or beat her up, whatever one comes first. Because I'm pretty sure there was a box with a scroll in it somewhere. And she's stuck in the corner. Oh my goodness. Yep, she's stuck in the corner. And she won't even know that I'm... Oh, wait. Yep, she will know. And oh god, it's a dead end. There's a lot of exploration that's happening here. And it's not like I'm trying to. Because I could easily win this fight. And honestly, I know I'm taking too long. But I'm trying to get the scroll here. And the reason I'm getting the scroll, because again, the benefit of the scroll, having to use your ultimate at the beginning of the game. This regardless of your level, that's what I'm trying to say. So on that note, let's just go before I accidentally cause her to lose health. And boom! Uh-oh. She's transformed. Crap! Let's get out of here and find the scroll. I think it would be best that I do that. And off we go. Okay, what am I doing? All right, I'm getting hit. That's what I'm doing. And I missed those vials too, because I could have froze her. Okay. I shouldn't do this. I should go after the scroll. Well, that ought to hold her off a little bit. Okay, no it didn't. She easily broke out of the ice. Oh, damn! Let's just go. Alright, let's go. Enough of a thing is enough. Rage quit! I know it's bullshit, and I know I may be taking up time, but I was trying to find a scroll somewhere around this ravine. I'm trying to remember where. Oh, I think I know where. Here! No. Here! That's the scroll! There it is! Now let's defeat Hibari. And there she is. And there she goes. Yeah, I know it took longer than expected, but I kinda had no choice. Because I would have ended up accidentally defeating her without the scroll. But nonetheless, at least I got it. In fact, the only scrolls I'm missing is the one in free mode, and well, I think the few in free mode, and I do believe the rest of them in this playthrough. I just don't know where in this playthrough that they are. But nonetheless, Hibari actually proved her worth, and on top of that, she's now earned the trust of Haruka. If only Haruka actually knew. Despite getting all lovey-dovey, she should have realized that something was off, that Hibari would not just up and transfer schools like talking about it. In fact, by her transferring here, she also gave us the scroll. And, like I said, it was her own doing. Well, for now. But, I think it's safe to say that there's something not right with Hibari. And that's an understatement. And I somehow got an A. Okay, I'll take it. And I leveled up Haruka, so that's good at least. So I'll be right back. I think I'm getting a little bit sleepy, so I'll be back. Sorry about that. I almost fell asleep there. I had to get me some rest. Ooh, the holidays kicked my ass. That's why I stopped what I was doing to get myself some sleep. And now that I got myself some rest, we now come to a story segment. This time, it's based off of Yomi returning back to the slums. Seeing as how Mirai went back to Hebijo, and now Hibari's a part of Hebijo, I do believe that Yomi decides to take a vacation. And she takes a vacation to the slums. I wouldn't really call it a vacation, it's more along the lines of a homecoming. And it's literally called Unemployment Street. Well, it's sort of similar to Suitcase City here in Tampa. Dear Lord. The fact that it's called Suitcase City. I kind of realize it now, because everybody's got suitcases, but nowhere to go with them. And the place called the area that looks, the shanties that look like mansions, Beverly Hills. Well, to be fair, as of 2020, Beverly Hills does look like a slums. So I don't think she's not that far off. What with the looters and the rioters and stuff. But nonetheless, this part of the story would solidify exactly how Yomi would actually go through life day to day still in the slums. But the thing that people don't understand is that when you're in poverty, you gotta make do with what you got. And make the best of what you have, because it's not really a lot. And ironically enough, someone actually do come and perform and for the people in the slums more often. However, the woman in question just so happens to be Ikaruga. I mean, that's a powder keg waiting to happen. However, she's a one-woman show. Which, by the way, I think I've elaborated, she tried to rap. And now she's... I don't know, she makes a good impersonation of Katsuragi, because that's exactly what she would say. Well, at least to all the classmates in her school and other women, but still. Ikaruga is pretty much putting on this one-woman play where she shifts the roles of three people and at an alarmingly fast rate. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but Ikaruga's hilarious. I mean, she just needs to have moments where she's socially awkward instead of just like straight-laced all the time. So, I mean, sometimes she is straight-laced, but there's most of the time she's socially awkward. Or just does awkward things like putting on a one-woman stage for the kids in the park. I mean, it's a charitable thing, don't get me wrong. The thing is, Ikaruga's acting skills are iffy at best. But at least the children actually like it, so that's a good thing. And her actions are for charitable reasons. But yeah, not only does Ikaruga has a penchant of cooking weird things, a penchant of busting into some rhymes, because she was trying to get some rhymes for her brother in a talent contest, and he ended up making 6th place. Her acting skills are subpar, but it's still hilarious to see that. But she also does weird things like try to force Yakyu and Hibari to exercise so they don't get too chubby. And that ended up being an awkward disaster in its own right. But if there's any highlights, Ikaruga would probably be the more funny one of the 5, even though Katsuragi constantly groping people is a hilarious thing. Because she's just... You don't expect that from Ikaruga. She's always straight-laced. However, Yomi didn't know that BC Max was Ikaruga. She'll find out eventually, and once she do, it all goes straight downhill from there. And welp, she's pretty much dumbfounded. Dumbfounded at the fact that Ikaruga would take the time to go to the to go to the slums and actually perform for children. Although she would actually thank Ikaruga, unfortunately, she's going to try to kill her. Because we all know how Yomi hates rich people. And... oh god. She completely misunderstood and took everything out of context. So, with that said, it looks like Yomi's ready to start killing people again. Wait, that's what the hell? Black hair with crop straight bangs. That's too many letters for BC. And Katsuragi would be the one to come up with that. I just got finished mentioning her. So, the fact that Ikaruga actually posed as a 30-year-old man was also Katsuragi's fault. Wow. She just has so much pent-up aggression against Ikaruga because of how poor she is. And yet, when Haruka actually, I thought I was about to say Hibari, but Haruka actually offered her 30,000 yen. She only took 200,000 just to go, 200, sorry, or was it 10? I think it was 10 to go buy some bean sprouts. So, I think she's kind of fickle when it comes down to money. Well, it's time we finally settle this once and for all. And to be fair, she wanted to actually help the slums because she actually heard about Yomi's plight. So, yeah. In other words, Yomi's actually prostrating to apologize to her because she thought that she was actually doing something. And, in other words, she just didn't know what to do. And now we're about to get into a fight, are we? Oh boy. Even though Ikaruga tried to apologize for her father, it's not really enough. So with that said, even though Ikaruga put her heart into the BC Mask performance, there's not much she could actually do to please Yomi. I mean, she just hates rich people. And I think it came to the realization that Ikaruga really was trying to entertain the children. That's all. So on that note, we might find ourselves fighting over, well, Yomi's prejudice. Oh no. 'Cause see, Yomi in her heart feels that all rich people are bastards. And, well, she's about to go completely off. And just like that, Yomi didn't do a thing. No, not Yomi. Ikaruga didn't budge for 1 inch. She didn't move for 1 inch. And now the realization. Well, Yomi hates rich people because of the fact that her mother and father was pretty much killed by an illness, and, well, should I say died from sickness, and the rich could have actually done something to help the rich. But, the poor, sorry, that's what I meant to say. But unfortunately, they didn't do nothing. So her parents starved to death and gave whatever inheritance they had to bring her to Hebijo so she could actually live a better life. And that's pretty much what happened. And that's why she hates rich people so much. Meanwhile, Ikaruga is trying to be in the good graces of her family, even though she was picked up from the slums. Well, it's safe to say Yomi had so much bitterness and regret, because she wasn't able to say what she had to say for her parents. Whether it was thank you or sorry, whichever one. And now, she's about to go completely off, and we're gonna have to fight eventually. But the story is taking way too long. Sorry if I'm boring you, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. All these ninjas definitely have some very sad stories to tell. This one is by far one of the most infamous. And it would come to the harsh realization that she's not the only one from the slums. And the scroll that Yomi picked up was pretty much Ikaruga's entire family tree, which, ironically enough, she wasn't born in a family of privilege. She was pretty much adopted because their son sucked at everything they do. Well, he does, actually. In other words, even though she tried to acknowledge Murasame and her father, they're not her real family. They're just a means to an end to keep the ninjutsu bloodline going, and that's what it is. So, in other words, her parents died as well. So maybe, just maybe, we could finally have an understanding. And now, it's safe to say that Ikaruga is finally off of her shit list. For now, at least. Because after all, one's a good ninja, the other one's an evil ninja. So, we're gonna have to face each other eventually. And now, finally, Ikaruga may have no more problems with Yomi for now. At least Yomi realizes that she's not her true enemy as far as for, well, affluency goes. Well, alliances as far as ninjas goes is another story. Because Hebijo and Hanzo are fated to clash, whether they like it or not, and whether they're friends or not. On that note, At least we finally got a ceasefire. But the funny part about this is they are going to be fighting each other. Oh, hold on. Somebody's knocking on my door. Be right back. Sorry about that. Someone was at the door. It was probably the mailman. More importantly, at least for now, Ikaruga and Yomi can share tears and laughter because Chapter 5, that's why. So at least for the most part, Yomi has set aside her hatred for the rich. For now. And let's just be honest, it couldn't have come at a nicer time. Because after all, we're pretty much 2 missions into Chapter 4. And we still got the rest of Chapter 4 to do, and Chapter 5. So while this is going on, let me at least explain how I'm going to handle Chapter 5. Because Chapter 4 is probably going to have a few storylines, but for the most part, they're going to have free mode in between. Chapter 5, when it comes down to the last battle of Chapter 5, here's what's going to happen with that. The last battle of Chapter 5 is 2 gauntlets, so therefore, Chapter 5-7 and 5-8, they're going to be their own part. Plain and simple. And then I'll try to squeeze in as much as I can for Yumi and Miyabi's part. Sorry, I mispronounced that. But nonetheless, when they finally came to terms and finally came to peace, you think that it would be... You'd think it would finally be over, but nope. We have to deal with punks. I mean, it's par for the course at least. You know, for some reason they use that fat, ugly model all the time as the leader of the punks. I don't get it. I really don't, but we'll just have to beat her up. No big deal. And the reason why these punks are here is because they're pretty much squatters, lowering the property value lower than what it already is. Oh yeah, and the slums just so happens to be another area where we could actually fight. And this also has a scroll here. And where the scroll is located is practically going to be an obvious place because it's a 2-level place. As in, you have the ground level, and it's going to be on, and the scroll is going to be on a high level. And I think I've kind of had enough of sitting around because of the fact that I had to sit through that entire cutscene. So, Yomi, let's take these people to task. I finally recognize and understand how task combos work and is finally awake. Oh, you son of a bitch! Of course you stab me, asshole. By the way, on the upper right hand corner of the screen where that crate is, that is where the scroll is. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get to it because I'm going to kill everybody there. So we have now a bunch of yo-yo ninjas, a bunch of delinquents, and a bunch of punks with actual daggers. Oh god, I just got stabbed. And there's a fat one too. And I just killed somebody through the floorboards. Okay. Like I said, the scroll was at the upper right-hand corner of the screen. So, therefore, I've pretty much already got the scroll. I was just telling you where it was. And thankfully, we're done here. I took a little bit too much damage because I got stabbed. But that's okay. At least we don't have to worry about having to get a scroll back, or coming back to get a scroll here. And with that, Now, finally, Yomi and Ikaruga could bury the hatchet for now. Again, they're Hebijo and Hanzo students, so they're gonna have to fight anyway. But not for the fact that they hate each other. But it's because of destiny, and destiny sucks. On that note, and no, ladies and gentlemen, I don't mean women named Destiny. No, I mean the actual thing of destiny, like a predetermined fate. Yeah, that kind of sucks. So at least Ikaruga finally got her wish, and Yomi actually befriends her. And for once, she could finally stop calling her princess. So, like I said, peace for now, but Chapter 5, that all goes out the window. We haven't gotten there yet, but let's just say we need to pay more attention to Hibari, because that's what's going to happen between Chapters 4-3 and 4-6. See you guys next time in the RVMan LP exhibition.